Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Hi, John. I'm Peggy Burton.
Hi, Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Hey, Jim. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's time to say good morning.
You can't possibly
Good morning
feel that good this
to
morning.
you.
That's Ralph used to do that. He'd get up singing, and I was just thinking, just don't talk to me.
Be quiet. Please be quiet. Yeah, I'm sort of that way. Fran always look at me and say, she'll pull the covers over her head.
Yeah.
Are you a morning?
No, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
good-
man. I
it's a
love
good
the morning.
thing.
I
I'm
love
more
it.
of a morning person now.
Huh?
I'm more of a morning
Oh, yeah, I
person
love
now.
it. Well, sure
Like-
you are. You text
well,
me at 4 o'clock in the
I know.
morning.
When you get old, you wake up early.
Peggy and I, it's funny.
you got a lot to do.
We'll one of us will wake up and I'll think of something and I'll text and I'll wonder if she's awake. I wonder if she's awake. 3:45. Bang! There she is, right there. She's on the treadmill.
Oh, goodness.
So we have a conversation
What
for
is
about
wrong
an
with you
hour.
guys? I've never been a morning person. You know, of course, part of that was years I spent in a business
Working late.
Yeah, working late.
Yeah, where I didn't even get home till 1 or 2 o'clock. But,
Well,
you
I've
know,
always been able to work in increments. Like I can sleep 4 hours, I can work 2 hours, I can sleep 4 more hours if I need to.
Yeah.
And that kind of works for me.
Well, and that's a smart way to be. Sort of like that's the way you should eat. You know, they say you should eat about 4 or 5 little small meals a day when you are hungry instead of pounding
waiting,
it down.
I'm just eating 1 meal a day. How can I be drinking?
Yeah, and you eat that at 8:30 at night, and then
Yeah.
go to bed.
That's not good.
Not good for you at all.
you said you just eat 1 meal a day?
Oh no, I eat all day
Oh,
long.
yeah,
I
okay.
eat probably 6 meals a day.
Not
meals,
My
but
father-in-law
stuff.
had this concept. He's passed away a few years ago, but he had this concept that he didn't eat but once a day, and but he ate good.
He ate good,
once
yeah.
a day, and then
And maybe that
never
maybe
gained
that's
any
fine.
weight.
And
You know, he walked a lot, but I mean,
Yeah.
But,
I tell you what,
Tell
I need a bioengineering person because I like salads. Do y'all like salads?
I like
ham
salad.
turkey salad, chicken salad,
I like
fruit salad.
salad. Yeah.
We had Veterans Day at the American Legion Post on Saturday. My wife was responsible for deviled eggs. I peeled 24 hot deviled eggs, or eggs, boiled eggs. They need a zipper. Somebody
trouble
out there
doing it?
find a way to put a zipper on a boiled egg, and you'll be a gazillionaire. Now it might be kind of hard on the chicken.
Okay, how do you open a boiled egg? What do you do to get the
yeah, because
skin
there's
off?
several means to do that.
Yeah,
Either-
there's-
Well,
Either
you
way.
crack it sort of around, and then you get a
no,
hole.
that doesn't work anymore, does it, Peggy?
For me, I crack it on one end, crack it on the other end, and it just opens up.
A lot of people now, though, they tell you there's a couple of things, and listen at me who never
I was
could
about to cook, the chef.
talking about this. I mean, you know, a lot of times you can take them out of off the stove and put them directly into ice water, and that helps. That
right.
helps. Although I've seen people take them and put them into a little jar with a little bit of water in it, and shake that jar up, and when you take the egg out,
Oh, the skin falls off?
it just comes off.
Well, how
you
cool
know.
is that?
You know, and
The shell,
Remember, people, you saw it
yes,
right here.
You should try it. You should try it.
We will try
You
it.
put it in, you know.
egg cracking 101,
Yeah.
right here. You saw it on Just Plain Living Telehoma television for free. No zipper needed.
No zipper
I mean,
needed.
I'm surprised we never saw how Paul Peterson did it when he was at the Legion, because you know he had to do
He did a lot of eggs.
That was something he had to. He boiled a lot of eggs.
Right,
and
right. Well,
I'm not
and
sure.
never
I'm not sure.
paid attention.
I never paid any attention to
Have you ever eaten a balut?
a what?
A balut?
No.
In the Philippines, that's a delicacy. They get the unborn chicken in an egg. They bury it for about 6 months, and they bring it out, and they eat it.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
a balut.
Oh my goodness.
You ain't gonna find me eating no balut.
When we would go to Manila, there'd be people on the streets selling them.
Although I've got to tell you, and Peggy probably knows this as well, because we lived in the country, but if you have your own chickens, then occasionally you're going to crack open an egg, and
With a chicken in it.
and it's going to have a chicken in it. You
I
know,
know.
Ugly,
you know,
stinking chicken.
you know,
That's sad,
but,
though.
yeah.
Poor baby.
Well, I heard that in China they bury them for 200 or 300 years and dig them up and do that. And then that's
originally,
a
I think
big
that's the way
balut
it
right
was.
there.
Yeah.
That's an expensive balut, an aged balut, rare, like a rare wine. It's a rare balut.
It's funny how people get a taste for something like that. How do they ever have the nerve to bite into it?
I don't
There
know.
you go.
I can't
That's
imagine.
the question.
Yeah.
How do you ever have the nerve? You have to be
You're real
starving to
hungry.
death. Real hungry. Real hungry.
I know. Don't ever say you won't eat certain things, because you will if you're hungry enough.
Sure you
I'm
will.
sure, yeah.
Chicken
Sure
necks
will.
and backs.
I've eaten a few necks and backs.
Necks and backs.
Yeah.
You know,
Squirrel brains, you name
Right,
it.
well,
I've eaten it.
we've got to get out of here because
Oh,
we have
sorry.
a lot to do today. But I'll tell you a story about why chicken wings are so popular right now later on. Okay, we'll be back after these messages with today's show.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck. Chevy, Ford, and Ram, man. Russell's got your truck. With the best selection anywhere. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive Family, and man, do we ever have your truck. 4 brands, hundreds to choose from, all at year-end discounted prices. So with so much to choose from, my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
Russell's got your truck, man.
All I have to do is think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday Miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Barbecue. They have the best wing.
Gentlemen, this is our segment we call Police Pointers. We were talking, however, joining me, by the way, is Paul Blackwell, the star of this segment. However, we were not talking about anything related to police matters. We were talking about boiled eggs. And Paul was saying, and he does his the way that I mentioned to start with. In the
right
opening.
off the stove,
Yeah.
cold water, and crack them a couple times.
Yeah, that's right. And it is challenging when you can peel them and they come off in big chunks. You know.
I try to make everything a challenge, so it's how few pieces it comes off in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, however, the thing, shaking them up in
So
little
is this
jars.
our Cooking with Jim and Paul series?
There could be some future for this. Who knows? Who knows? You know.
It'd be a short-lived future.
Although, yeah, it would, unless you know how to cook more than I do.
No.
So
It'd be short.
So, okay. Paul brought his hat today, and Paul and I were together on Saturday at an event, Veterans Day event at the American Legion.
Yes. It says, supporting our veterans. It was given to those people in attendance at our veterans ceremony by Traders Bank. Mm-hmm. And this, I believe, is the second year in a row they've given out caps honoring our veterans. And very nice hat.
Right.
Something that I can see myself wearing. The weekend was full of veterans activities.
It was.
Starting with the city's Veterans Day ceremony on Friday, very well attended. Mm-hmm. South Jackson was full. Colonel Kane from the base was a guest speaker, so it was very enjoyable. The reception after, people just kept sitting around talking, and you know, you always get a bunch of veterans together and they talk about stories,
right?
You know, where they've been, what they did, and that's great because it allows them to talk about some of the things they've done. Mm-hmm. Then Saturday morning, I went and spoke to the Greater Federation Women's Club. Mm-hmm. And talked about Honor Flight, which Honor Flight is a way that we recognize our World War II, Korea, and some Vietnam veterans and take them to Washington, D.C. Then I had the pleasure to go to the Legion and be with you and some of the others for their veteran ceremony. So it was an exciting weekend, but the one thing I always like to encourage people is let's not just make it a weekend a year. We should honor our veterans every single day, and there's some great organizations that do that. That continually remind us of the sacrifice.
And I actually think since 9/11 that people are more aware of first responders, veterans, and folks that really, help to ensure the freedoms that we.
I think a lot of that goes back to the first Gulf War, Desert Storm in 1990. First time that actually combat operations were shown almost instantaneously on TV. So, at the end of when the troops started coming home from the first Gulf War, there was a lot of community pride, community recognition, and I think it's kind of carried over. And of course, 9/11 was a reemergence of all that support for our veterans, and so I think the veterans are being truly recognized by the citizens for the service they do.
And that's a great thing, because it hasn't always been that way.
And I heard something the other day at one of the presentations where it said you can hate the war, but don't hate the person that's fighting it. And I think that's so true.
Absolutely, it's true. Politicians kind of get us there, but they're not the ones that.
So that's kind of my segue from Veterans Day. Great weekend, but let's not forget our veterans each and every day.
We're going to run out of time, but I've got to. I don't know what happened to the time here. They gave us 10 minutes.
I think they're shortening us.
Maybe they are. I've got to mention this, though, because I know Paul is very proud of this, and I'm certainly impressed by it. That on Saturday we were talking about it, but Paul's daughter is now an attorney.
She is.
And really, from what I understand, worked the entire time she was going to school, and I know that you've got to be very, very proud of her.
We're extremely proud of her, as all parents should be of their children.
Absolutely.
She is an attorney now, and she's a product of Tullahoma school systems from kindergarten all the way up through graduation, and we just wish her the best. We're proud of her, and great accomplishment.
And I also found out that there are 4 other attorneys in the family, which I did not know about.
Our family has 5 attorneys. They're all products of the Nashville School of Law, which is in Nashville, so they've all had regular jobs during the day and went to school at night.
Right.
So quite an accomplishment when you look at trying to hold down a family, a full-time job, go to school at night and study.
Absolutely.
So I guess I'm kind of the one that took a different path.
But still,
I'm the one that's giving them some jobs. I guess
still has to do with law enforcement.
It does.
Yes,
and my father was career military, so we've always had a family of servants, and so we're proud of course, our daughter, but we're proud of our family, what they do for serving the communities they live in.
Okay, by the time Paul and I get back to our next segment 2 weeks from now, you guys will have already started the Christmas
too late, huh?
Christmas shopping experience. So I'm going to let Paul talk a little bit about safety while you're doing that.
All they want to know in 4 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The shopping season is upon us. Next week's Thanksgiving, and a week from Friday kind of signals that first big Black Friday shopping spree. And what we like to do this time of year is talk to people about safety when they're out shopping. And we put this out in the newspaper. We give it to you so that you can talk about it on other shows. But be aware of your surroundings. Don't get wrapped up in all the shopping excitement and not know what's going on around you. We, the police department, encourage that you shop with a buddy. There's a lot of people that like to go shopping by themselves. They can get what they need, but we do feel there's safety in numbers. So take someone with you. When you're using your credit card, your debit card, and you're at a cash register, try to conceal or block your card. With a cell phone, I can be a few feet away from you. I can take a picture of your card, and if I watch you enter a PIN number, I can get your PIN number, and then someone's going to be defrauding you, taking some of your money from your bank account. If you're going to pay with cash, don't pull a wad of cash out of your pocket or out of your purse. If you're going to buy a $20 item, just pull out about 20.
Right.
Don't pull out $500-600 and let the person behind you see that you got a wad of cash in your purse. Because as we know, purses in shopping carts are a target, not just during this shopping, but year-round.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave your purse unoccupied, unopened, somebody that's of a mind usually will pick your wallet out of there. So make sure that you hang on to your purse. When you're going out to your car, make sure when you get to your car that it's locked. Take a minute, look in the car, make sure there's nothing that is out of place from the way you left it. Unlock your car, get in, lock it, then get yourself situated. There's all types of those personal safety things that we like people to be aware of. If you see something that looks out of place, follow your gut feeling. That's in everything. If your gut tells you something's not right, go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Go find a police officer, go find security people or a store employee and let them know what you see. And then let your family know where you're going to be shopping. If you're expected to be gone all day long, let them know I'm going to be gone all day long if you're just running out for a couple hours, because the worst thing we'd want is someone not to know where their loved one is.
Sure.
Excuse me. Packages. We get wrapped up with all the packages, so you're carrying a bundle of packages. Have your keys out. Don't wait to get to your car and set your packages down on the pavement, fumble through your pocket, your coat, your purse to get to your car keys. Have them out with you already so that when you get to your car, you can quickly put your packages in, get yourself in, lock the car. If you can cover your packages up when you go to store to store to store, so it doesn't become a target for someone that's walking by and looking.
That's just inviting trouble.
Inviting trouble. So carry a blanket or something, cover them up, put them in your trunk. That's the best thing to do. But make sure you lock your car. We've talked about that over and over again about thefts from cars and how many, the large percentage, are left unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And they're leaving purses, computers, cameras, guns, everything in their car and leaving it unlocked. So make sure you lock your vehicle. We also talk about impersonator police officers. We don't have that happen around here very often, but people ask, well, what do I do if I'm not sure it's a police officer behind me? 3 quick things. Keep driving the speed you are and go to a well-lit location where there's a lot of people. Keep driving the same speed limit, go to the police department or the sheriff's department. And third, continue at the same speed and call 911, and that dispatcher can tell you whether there's an officer trying to stop you or not.
Right.
So be careful of that. I know we're about to run out of time, but those 3 things, it's always good to talk about that with your kids and other family members.
And I would imagine that all of these issues that you just talked about are probably enhanced a couple of times during the holiday season, because that's when people...
Oh, yeah. I mean, just as good law-abiding people are out shopping, those not so law-abiding are shopping too,
right,
to see what they can get from you. So do your part to mitigate their opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good advice, Paul.
So I guess when we see you, Thanksgiving will be past.
That's right. That's right. And you'll already be in, you folks who are watching, most of you will be out there in full speed ahead shopping into the Christmas.
Full speed ahead, that's right.
That's
and as Alderman Blanks always says, shop local.
Shop local, yeah. Absolutely. That's right. Paul, thank you so much. Always good advice. Folks, we'll be right back.
And have a happy Thanksgiving.
And have a happy Thanksgiving, because Paul won't be back before
that's right.
That's right. And we'll be right back in a moment with more living.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
You know it's almost Christmas, and I have Miss Samantha Waters with me today, who's going to talk about Once Upon a Christmas. What fun that sounds like.
Saturday, right after Thanksgiving, every year we have Once Upon a Christmas, and this is the 4th annual event, and it's free to the public. So if you love Christmas, you should bring your little ones out, and you can have free meet and greets with characters. We're going to have Cinderella and Princess Punzi and all sorts of superheroes, Bat Guy and Spider Guy, so your little guys will be happy too.
I love it.
And we're going to have free shows as well. And Santa obviously will be there.
To take pictures maybe with Santa?
Yes, there'll be professional pictures.
I was interested in that that event, the hero event where we... Tell me about that.
So we're going to have a lip sync and a dance-off battle between the fire department and the police department. And then also we're going to have Bat Guy and Spider Guy. So obviously Spider Guy is with the firemen.
Yeah.
And then Bat Guy will be with the police.
With the police.
And they're going to do a lip sync, dance-off battle. We encourage kids to come out dressed as firemen or as police officers.
Do we get to see the police chief and the...
Actually, yes. We are super excited. They're going to do a battle-off this year, and we're going to have a Christmas cup. So there's going to be a big trophy, so kind of like the coffee cup.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it where they win it each year. Hopefully they'll come back next year. We're having our fingers crossed for that.
That's such
We're
a cute
really
idea.
excited, yes. So there's going to be a big thing.
What
Santa's
time
going
does
to
it
come in.
start?
It's at 11 a.m. and it runs till 5 p.m. on Saturday, November 25th.
Right in the middle of Northgate Mall.
Yes, North Pole comes to Northgate Mall once a year, and you don't want to miss it.
How many people actually are involved in making this happen?
Oh, dear. Well, thankfully, we have sponsors that make it free to the public. So Coca-Cola has been with us every year, as well as Rodney's Body Shop. They do a free Letters to Santa, so you can write a letter and then take it out to the Magic mailbox outside.
Oh, and get it off to Santa
Yes,
Claus.
you don't want to miss out on that. And then Home Depot has donated toys, so we have a Santa's Workshop. So adults can come with their kids and they can build little things.
And they can build little toys.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What a sweet thing to do.
It's really fun, and we have a lot of people come because it is also Small Business Saturday. So we have a ton of local vendors who come in who don't have a storefront. So they sell soaps and blankets and things
and I
for
understand
Christmas.
you're sold out as far as vendors
We are.
go.
The only
or
thing
at
we
least-
have is one outdoor vendor. We're going to have food trucks this year.
Okay.
So we have one spot left for that.
So you can come stay through the whole thing, have something to eat, and keep your kids busy, having fun. I love these characters. Tell me who all these there's Spider-Man.
We have Tinker Fairy.
Tinker Fairy.
We have Pirate Jack, but he is not allowed to have rum that day, so all is well.
Okay.
We'll
and
have
then
Bat Guy
Batman.
there. We have Cinderella. We have the Island Princess this year, which we're really excited about. And then we're going to have Princess Punzi. She was locked in a tower for a while, but she's free now, and she's
free
having
to
a blast.
come and be with you all during this event.
Yes.
Which year is this?
This is the 4th annual.
And it's gone well, hasn't it?
It has. It's a wonderful time.
I think it's grown
It's just
every
a great
year.
way to come and kick off the season. And we do have free shows. I didn't mention that.
And you can go around and buy Christmas gifts,
You can.
obviously, because it's a great place to find a variety of things.
Yes, exactly. It's a great place to come and shop for Christmas and support all the local folks who are making these wonderful products.
And and I think shopping at home is important.
It is.
if you want your city to grow, it's important to shop in your city.
Definitely.
So who are you? Are you disguised in one of these, or you keep that a secret?
I just might be there one day, and I might have wings. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. You might be just flying.
I might be flitterific that day. Yeah.
Flitterific.
You just might hear that, yes.
I love this. Was this your concept from the beginning?
Actually, my best friend and co-owner of Ever After Productions, Hannah Stovall. Hannah Putman, as a lot of people will know her. She has a vision, and this was her deal. So there was something at the mall for Small Business Saturday, but they wanted it to be taken over and kept on. And so she took it and she just made it into this huge thing.
Grow.
And she had a vision to make a big Christmas event, and it grew from there.
And kids love it, and parents love it too, because what better way to get excited about Christmas and have something to do?
And not everybody can afford to go see the big mouse, you know, and your kids are only little for so long. So having these opportunities is just, it touches my heart, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, it touches my heart too, because the kids need things to do that are exciting and fun, and the fact that you can come there for free, I think that's really special. And I know the kids enjoy they can probably get selfies with a lot of these people and get a picture with Santa Claus, and the fact that Santa's going to actually be there. Is he flying in?
He's going to arrive on the fire truck, from what I'm told.
He's riding in on the fire truck.
Yes, so he's going to come in with the police and the firemen.
All right.
And then there's going to be a couple free shows. So that is the first one. The grand opening is at 11 o'clock. And then there's also going to be story time with the princesses at noon. And a treasure hunt with Tinker Fairy and Pirate Jack at 2 o'clock. And a costume contest at 3:30 for the kids.
So like the treasure hunt, will they be given instructions on
They're
what to
going to
look
be
for?
helping us solve the treasure map. And then they'll win a prize at the end when we get the booty.
You know what the prize is, or is that a secret?
It's going to be a secret.
Okay. So you can come, you can win prizes, you can have the time of your life. I wish I was 6.
You can still come. Just remember, Saturday, November 25th.
It's for any age group, isn't it?
Any age.
Samantha Waters, you're always on top of something fun. I love it. You're just cutest little Santa Claus. We'll be back with other things.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is really going to be an interesting segment, I know, because as the two young ladies who are on the set with me were walking up here, somebody said, okay, we want the trashy ladies on the stage, or something to that effect, and I know that's not true. They're here today to talk to us about a very interesting subject. To my left is Tullahoma Alderman Robin Dunn. I assume this is associated with the city, and tell me your name again.
Yes, I'm Laura McCall.
Laura McCall,
yes.
Okay. And you brought a bunch of trash and stuff with you, so just tell me a little bit about what this is all about.
Sure, Jim, thanks. We're continuing the Go Green initiative that Mayor Curley started a couple of years ago, and we've taken on that torch. But we came today to share with Tullahoma how easy it is to recycle. And so we brought our recycling with us today, just to kind of showcase how much you can accumulate over a week's time. And this is just a few days for my household, and Laura has hers right there. But we really want to encourage people if it's intimidating at all, it is really not that hard to do.
Right. We hear people all the time say, well, it's just too much trouble to recycle. And we wanted to show everyone that it really is very easy to do. And people say, well, I don't have a container. And so Robin put hers in just a plastic tote. Sometimes I put mine in a trash bag or a grocery sack. Sometimes I put it in a tote, but it really is simple. You don't have to have anything fancy to recycle.
And we're looking here at some trash here that you girls have accumulated, I assume, at your home, and the alternative to this is just throw it in the trash can.
That's right.
And then it's going to go to a landfill somewhere. So if I remember correctly, the recycling program in general is going to save the city a lot of money.
Certainly. Yes, right now we're saving about $400,000 a year with the amount of recycling that we're doing, and it's important to remember that it's not just a landfill somewhere. It's a landfill that's on the outside of Murfreesboro, and that particular landfill that we're using, it has a timeline. And what we're looking at now, it might be 8 years, it might be 12 years. We're not exactly sure when it's going to be full, but it will fill eventually, and we want to hold off on that as much as we can.
Plus, the city actually gets money for the recycling materials. So we're generating revenue at the same time that we're saving on an expense.
And this is quite a bit of stuff here. And if I remember correctly, it used to be a little more complicated to do this, but you're telling me now this is just
right. Tullahoma makes it so simple with curbside recycling. They'll pick up paper, cardboard, plastic, and metals. So you can have your aluminum cans, your soda cans, and whatnot, and then also soup cans, vegetable cans, and so forth. I put those in together, and the city of Tullahoma is happy to have the metals in together. They do ask that we separate out the other things, the papers. We put paper. You can put the paper with the cardboard, actually.
You can. Okay.
Yes, and sometimes I just put mine in a cardboard box. You can, and then the plastics. You just put all the plastics together. You don't have to separate them by type. And so you just put out your recycling, and they pick it up on the same day that they pick up your trash.
So if the plastics, for instance, if you've got a green bottle and a red bottle, or if it's plastic, you just throw it all.
Plastic's plastic. That's right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
And if it's at all intimidating, or if you think, well, this is something I can't handle, just do cardboard. I mean, this time of year we've got a lot of people are buying things, getting ready for Christmas, and if all you did was your cardboard, and you don't even need a container for that at all. Just put that next to your trash can. Just put it next to the trash can. So if you got a bunch
of boxes, you just put them next to.
Yeah.
It'd probably be nice if you broke them down.
It would be nice. It's not required, but it certainly helps if you can break it down. But you don't have to. You just stick all your cardboard out, and look. Most of my recycling, as you see, the bulk of it is cardboard. If you think about cereal boxes, diaper boxes. Just about anything you could think of is coming in a box that we buy. So the more that we can get out of that landfill, the better. Yeah.
So, and you just put this out by your trash can, right?
That's right.
And it's picked up the same day?
Same day, that's right.
It is.
Okay.
And we want to encourage people as well. On December 5th, we are having a public forum at City Hall. It's going to be at 5 o'clock, and we really want the community to get involved with that. We are trying to get feedback hear what people are confused about, are concerned about, and where they would like to see this recycling program go. And that's open to anybody who wants to get involved, and the more the better. I think that's going to be a really a great program.
Right, December 5th at 5.
December 5th at 5. So definitely mark your calendars and join us for that. And then another thing we'll be talking about on December 5th is our Earth Day celebration that's going to be April 21st. We're currently looking for sponsors. So if there are any businesses who feel like they're going green, then we'd like for you to be showcased there at that celebration. So we're, get a booth set up so that we can connect you to members of the community.
When you guys started recycling, did you jump in and do the whole deal, or did you start off with just cardboard or something like that?
I think I may have just jumped in and just did everything.
I think I probably did too.
Yeah.
In Tullahoma, it really is so easy. You don't have to take your recyclables to a convenience center. They pick it up, and so it really just makes it. I mean, you're going to put out your trash anyway, so you just separate the recyclables from the trash, and you can see. I mean, it's such a visual reminder of what you're doing, because you can see, usually my recycling is a much bigger pile than my trash.
I was going to say, I can't take credit for this, but just observing my wife doing this, it's almost like there's nothing in the trash can.
And that's great.
It's true.
And it makes it so easy to do the right thing. There are so many reasons, whether, spiritual, economical, there's a lot of reasons to recycle. And the city of Tullahoma is making it easy for the citizens to do the right thing.
Now, and if you're just starting out, if I remember correctly, the garbage truck is not going to pick this up. There's another truck that comes.
The recycling truck comes along separately on the same day. That's right.
Okay.
Now, one other thing we wanted to mention is that so our residential recycling rate is at about 30%. About 30% of the households in Tullahoma recycle, and we think we could do. That's good, but we think we can do a lot better than that. And we also want to get businesses involved, and Tullahoma makes it easy for businesses to recycle too. So if there are offices or other businesses that would like to recycle, the Tullahoma Public Works can provide them with containers and pick up their recyclables on a particular schedule.
Let me ask this quick question. And so if you're a business and you're recycling this kind of thing, you do need a container if you're a business. Is that correct?
I don't know that you need one, but they will provide one for you.
Okay, all right. And the number you threw out there a moment ago was $400,000. It's roughly what the city is saving because the citizens are doing this.
And that's in revenue. That's $400,000 in revenue. So, and that's current. So just imagine if we went from 30% to 50%.
Absolutely.
And so, again, we're doing this for future generations, so it's important.
It's a great program, and you guys, I can tell, are enthusiastic about this, and I'm excited for you. The event you've got coming up is December 5th, right?
Yes, thank you, Jim.
It's a public forum.
Public forum, and that's at City Hall, right?
Yes, sir.
At what time?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. All right. Thank you so much for coming by today. I appreciate it very much, and I'm excited for you. For goodness sake, I'm glad I've learned a little more about this. I actually listened to you guys. Okay. Sorry, Nancy. I never paid a whole lot of attention before. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, folks. More Living is coming up right after this.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the Cock of the Walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I hear singing and there's no one there. Lisa, you're here.
That's good, Fran.
Thank you. Y'all, I'm so happy to see Lisa Maurer here on the set today. I'm Fran Gray, and I'm a very corny person, and I'm a very sentimental person, and I love music. So I had to open with that because Lisa is a wonderful friend and musician, and she has the music in her, and she shares it all over our community. And she is coordinating a very special event that's coming up in just a week at South Jackson Civic Center. Lisa Maurer, welcome to Living. And tell us about what we're discussing here.
We are looking forward to the Young Artist Showcase, the 4th annual Young Artist Showcase, Sunday, November 19th at 2:30 at South Jackson. And we have 9 musicians scheduled. They're all fantastic. I've been practicing with them because I am their accompanist, their pianist, and they are all fabulous. And some of them, this is their 4th time. Some of them have done it 2 or 3 years, and we have several seniors, but they have all outdone themselves, and their teachers have worked really hard with them. So it's going to be fabulous.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Now tell me, what would we expect? Would we expect singing? Would we expect piano? What all will we see there?
Oh, we will have a great variety. We will have 2 singers. We will have a pianist, saxophone, euphonium, trumpet, violin, clarinet, flute.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have a great variety this year.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, tell us about the music that we'll be hearing too.
The music is classically oriented, so it's all from the classical genre, Baroque, Romantic, the 20th century. So we will hear some Brahms, some 20th century trumpet sonata by Stan Kennan, and a piece for saxophone called Tableau de Provence, which Sam Usselton will be playing, and his fingers will be flying faster than you've ever seen before. He's fantastic. And Caleb Perdue on the trumpet, just some fantastic musicians. So.
I know last year, after the concert, I was asking about the piece that Sam played, and understand that that's one that your Tom had played in college.
And he's playing another 2 movements from that same piece this year.
Wow, so. It is absolutely exquisite.
He's fantastic.
Well, you know, these young people are wonderful young people, and they're becoming such fine musicians.
Yes.
And what better way to tout that and celebrate that than on the stage?
Absolutely, because some of them never get an opportunity to perform on a concert stage venue until they get to college, and even then, if they don't go into music, they don't get to participate in recitals. And here they've worked so hard, and there is no outlet at the high school to work with a pianist and do a recital. But here they'll get a chance to showcase their talents for the town to see that there are some awesome musicians in this town.
There really are, and you're one of the awesome teachers in this town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how many teachers are represented by these students?
There are 8 teachers. So
Really?
Eleanor Giacoletti is the piano teacher. Peggy Burton and Ann Baldwin are the voice teachers. Doug Clark, Tom Maurer, and Jessica Donovan, and Jen Zimmerer, and myself are the instrumentalists.
Wow. Well, I mean, it just doesn't get a lot better than that.
Yeah, it's really a great concert. I think last year we had the biggest attendance of all. It was a great audience.
Well, you know, as a child growing up here in Tullahoma, we had the community concerts.
Oh, yeah, I heard about those.
We did, and what a great time it was for me to be exposed to classical music and all kinds of talent. And I'm so thankful that South Jackson is what it is and how we try to promote the arts, how we try to promote talent in people of all ages. And I'm so thrilled that we can offer our stage to these budding young musicians.
Yes.
And yeah, we can enjoy them in the bleachers or on the field or at the church or wherever they may be. But to have them spotlighted on the stage for their moment in time, I think is very special and important. It's a very non-threatening way to have experience.
Yes, everybody's very supportive. Their family and friends are out there, you know, so it's great.
It is. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the confidence that I see in a lot of young musicians in Tullahoma. And I think because they have that, they will have a leg up as they go through their life.
Yes.
And I'm not saying they don't get excited or their adrenaline's not pumping. I'm sure it is. But they're not terrified.
Right. This gives them experience that they wouldn't have otherwise. Gives them confidence in doing different things.
That's right.
That's why they say music makes you smarter.
Well, it really does. It gets the old gray matter moving. And when I think just about hand and eye coordination and planning,
problem
solving.
You're on stage in front of all these people and you mess up. What are you going to do? You can't just stop and walk off. Let me go figure it out. You got to solve that problem right there.
Right then and there.
So, yeah.
Gosh, wouldn't the world be a better place if everybody could read music and sing and play?
That's right. Then we could all get along.
Yeah.
Because we'd all be playing together.
Yeah.
Music, so.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
It really would. Well, Lisa, we at South Jackson are very grateful for your efforts to rehearse these young people and get them together, and Peggy Burton and her great contributions ongoing at South Jackson. And we will be bringing our big Baldwin piano out on the stage again, getting it tuned up and ready. And, you know, I used to love playing at my piano teacher's home because she had a baby grand there, and then we would play in recital on one. And, you know, that instrument we have at South Jackson is wonderful, and occasionally if it's set up before or after a show, I'll go and just touch it, you know, and play a little, because it is grand. It is fun to play like that. And I know these students have very, very fine instruments too.
Yes.
They, I'm sure their families have sacrificed for lessons and time, and for them to have the best instruments they can have.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that speaks volumes, and I think it would be wonderful if people in our community would come out and support these young people, because they are gifted, they are talented, they are something we can all be proud of. And and I would just invite everyone to come to South Jackson Civic Center on Sunday the 19th. Our concert begins at 2:30. Tickets for all ages are $10. It's open seating, so it'll be first come, first serve on seating. And if you want to buy your ticket in advance, you may come by our office at 404 South Jackson, or you may go online and pick your ticket up through an online purchase at tickets@southjackson.org, or just come that day and we'll sell you a ticket and usher you into a cozy room for your Sunday afternoon pleasure of music and youth and energy and many, many, many thanks to you,
thank you, Fran.
so much. It's
Oh,
just
you're
lots
welcome.
of fun.
It
And
is.
thanks for all your hard work.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
But that's okay because we're good at this. At least part of us are. And so we can figure it out. So what we're going to do right now is just go right on ahead without a commercial break and talk to Rupa, Reba, and Emma. We got the 3 A's of home, show, housing, fun, holiday, decorating, all for a good cause. Man, that was tough.
Covered a lot of territory.
Hi.
Hi.
We were just all of a sudden thrown into this. Tell us what's going on.
Emma?
Emma,
Well,
fundraiser.
it's our fundraiser for Tullahoma Daycare Center, and this is something that the board puts on every year, and it's really a blessing to us. They're going to tell you about the sponsors and about some of the homes.
Okay. And then before they do that, why don't you give us a little short synopsis on the center?
Tullahoma Daycare Center, we've been there going into 50 years. I've been there
Outstanding.
30 plus. Right now I have 29 children on roll. We're open from 6:30 to 5. We give them breakfast, lunch, and afternoon snack. We also have a pre-K program, and we're just there for all the children.
Very good. Great programs. Ladies, what's going to happen? What's the haps? What's the fun?
We have 4 exciting houses on the tour this year. Everything from a historical house to more modern architecture. So the historical house this year is the Donna Daly's house on Jackson Street, which is known in town as the Wilson Crouch House. And it's a craftsman bungalow style. It's beautiful inside. It's been beautifully preserved, and it has a really interesting history that goes along with it. So I think everyone will really enjoy that.
And a beautiful iron fence.
Beautiful iron fence, which you'll learn about as well.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 houses that I would say are fairly contemporary houses built in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and those are the Short Springs area, Lake Circle Short Springs area. And then the 4th house is Janet and Kevin Felt's house, which is on Lake Tullahoma on Point Circle, and it is a mid-century house built in 1960, and it's decorated in mid-century style furniture and all other items. Everything in the house is consistent with that style. So it's really fascinating. And so we think everybody will find something they love in the tour. And the other thing on the tour is the country club, which has been redone since the tornado.
Right.
And so that's there, and our live auction will be at the, not live auction, I'm sorry, our silent auction is at the country club. That's correct.
So that's great. That sounds, because that's sort of a mix of different.
It is.
Different times and centuries, and of course they'll all be decorated for the holidays.
Yes.
So you'll get to see hopefully some period decorations as well.
Oh wow. Could be. Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but could be.
But yeah. I bet there's some sneaking around out there. What about you?
We're looking for money.
Looking
of course. We're nonprofits, right?
That's what we do. So we are looking for sponsorships. Anything from sponsors for our silent auction items all the way up to, actual cash sponsorships from corporate sponsors, $100 to $5,000, you name it, we will take it. So we are looking.
You're your mother's daughter, aren't you?
We have to ask for money. We're nonprofits, and it's the end of the year too. I mean, for I think all nonprofits right now, end of year giving's big. It's the last time for people to be able to to donate and write it off for their taxes for next year. So it's a big push for us. So hopefully people can open up their pocketbooks and give us some sponsorships.
Okay, so how does a person, yes, sponsorship, if you found yourself with a little extra money and you don't want to give it to me, I'll take it if you want to give it to me, but they're looking for it too. But other than that, like if a person just wants to get a ticket and go on the tour, you didn't inform us on how to do that.
Okay. Well, there are two ways. You can get a ticket in advance, and in advance the tickets are $15 each. I'll give you some locations where they are. You can buy them at the daycare center, Southern Community Bank, Heritage Hair Salon, Creations Hair Salon, Clayton Shoes downtown, and the Flower Shop. And I think I've covered all of those.
Yeah, so you can stop by any of those places and pick up your ticket before the day of.
Right. And in the paper, there will be an article the week before that gives the addresses and the locations of the houses. So you can go to any of the houses on the day of the tour and buy a ticket at the house.
Oh, okay.
So the day of the tour, it's $20 a ticket.
And so that will still get you into the other locations.
Absolutely.
As well. Okay.
Yes, but at any starting point, you can buy a ticket.
Okay.
So, and also, I just wanted to say one thing: that men are welcome as well as women. we do have men who come. So if you're a man, you won't be the only one there. Yes. So men enjoy it as well as women.
I find it quite interesting. Yeah. I put my pantyhose on every now and then, do a little interior decorating.
It gives you ideas.
I did interiors for restaurants, designed for restaurants for a while. So,
that's cool.
So I like textiles. Textiles are important to me. Yeah. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I hope you have great success, and thank you for your service.
Thank you
to the community for over 30 years. I know you've been there a long time. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
And we all should be grateful to you for the job you've done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Ladies, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Welcome back. I've been talking with the most interesting young lady, Katie Hyde. She is 7 months with the Alzheimer's Association, and you're producing an event.
Yeah. On Friday, the 17th at South Jackson, we have our Tullahoma Caregiver Conference, which we do every year, generally in the spring at Motlow, but we decided to do it in the fall.
It to South Jackson.
Yeah, at South Jackson. It's where our walk is, so it kind of just keeps all of Alzheimer's events in the same location, and people will always know where we are. And it's
so will you be in the auditorium or in one of the rooms?
We're going to be in one of the rooms this year. We hope to one day be in the auditorium and we can fill it with all types of caregivers for Alzheimer's and dementia patients. But this year we're in one of the rooms just because there has been a big switch that we wanted to just...
And what time does it start?
Registration begins at 8:30.
At 8:30 in the morning, and
speakers start
at 9.
at 9.
You'll probably be in the first conference room or something like that in the building, or maybe back in the rehearsal hall.
Yeah, no, we're going to be in that first room right there on the right.
I call it a conference room.
Yeah. So we'll be there. Speakers start at 9 a.m. with a personal caregiver journey story.
Do you have to have reservations?
Yeah.
Or can you just show up?
Registration is required. We won't turn you away at the door, of course, so you can register the day of. But you can register by emailing me at khyde@alz.org or by calling our office at 1-800-272-3900. Sorry.
272-3900. 1-800-272-3900. If you all could put that on the screen, it would be nice. They may not be listening. So anyway, well, it sounds like a wonderful thing. How many people do you expect?
I expect between 30 and 40 attendees. We also have sponsors where they have vendor space to where you can go and you can gather information from different assisted livings, different hospice, and all of these other different vendors that you can gather information from.
And I know you have speakers. What are some of the topics that are going to be covered?
We have a new neurologist from Winchester coming to speak about an overview of Alzheimer's and dementia. We have Victory Over Crime, which is just how Alzheimer's and dementia is going to affect your brain when it comes to scamming opportunities and how people can target the older population for that. Caregiver burnout, and as well as effective communication. So communication throughout the different stages of the disease. What I want to point out is everybody has been touched by this disease in one way or another. Whether you know it or not, someone is always suffering around you. And 1 in 9 Americans will develop Alzheimer's or dementia over the age of 65.
Scary number.
And 1 in 3 over the age of 85. So it's huge, and with the baby boomers coming up into their 60s, we're noticing those numbers increase drastically.
Has there been any medical research done on what it is that actually causes, or do you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of different research going on. The brain is an insane organ, so there's just so many different causes and routes that you can take in your life to develop it, but they're kind of seeing that we have these little plaques and tangles inside your brain that cause this brain cell death. And it will start in your hippocampus where your short-term memory is, and ultimately affect your movement, breathing, swallowing, and ultimately cause
it's extremely
death.
sad disease. And I think that in my case, you've got to recognize the symptoms.
Yeah, definitely.
Often it takes a while to figure out why that person is being so peculiar.
Yeah, and on our website, alz.org, you can go ahead and look, and we have a section of our website with the 10 warning signs on there, and it tells you the difference between what a typical age-related change is and something to be concerned about. So, you look at it, I'm misplacing my keys and I'm forgetting names. Oh, well, that's normal. I can look at that and I'm okay. But when it becomes a daily occurrence and starts affecting your daily life,
everything
that's when maybe I should go visit the doctor and get my cognitive testing done, which through Medicare, it's part of your annual wellness exam. You can ask for cognitive testing.
And I know there's some drugs that are given. I'm trying to remember one. Aricept, is that one? Yeah,
that's one of them. Unfortunately, the drugs aren't the most effective way. They only slow down the symptoms of the disease, not the disease itself. But we're hopeful, and we're trying to get more trials and everything through. We have trialmatch.alz.org/trial match for research studies. It's kind of like Match.com, like a dating website for trial match or for research studies.
That's wonderful, and I think everybody should be interested in this.
Yeah.
Especially because you never know. I mean, you wake up one day and it's you, and if you
or your loved one,
and if you're recognizing the symptoms, then maybe you can do a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I learned that patience is very important.
Yeah.
You can't scream and yell and get mad.
No, but our acronym we use is R, and it's don't argue, reason, or explain. Kind of tell them what they need to hear at that moment and redirect their attention to something that they love. Maybe their favorite baseball game you recorded, even if it was from 5 years ago.
And play it,
you can play that, and maybe it redirects their attention to something more positive.
I know my mother was always wanting to go home, and so we would get in the car and drive around for about 30 minutes, and then we'd go home.
Yeah.
And that would be okay.
Right.
But to argue about it,
you just have to tell them what they need to hear or do what they need
and it's very
to be
sad.
okay. It is.
Very sad.
And educating yourself and knowing your diagnosis and knowing exactly how to handle things is so important. And that's exactly what this conference is all about. It's about educating yourself and staying up to date on that crucial information that, we're here for you as much as we can be through that 800 number, which is 24 hours, 7 days a week.
So if you have questions,
you can call
get an answer.
and it redirects you to your local office during business hours. If not, we always follow up. So
and let's give them that date one more time.
Yeah, it's Friday, November 17th, so this coming up Friday. 8:30 is registration.
In the morning.
Yes.
And if you don't have, there's the number. Write it down.
Yes.
Call that number and get the information that you need. Katie, what wonderful work you're doing. I'm so glad to meet you.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
I hope you'll come back.
Of course.
And, I feel like this is going to be a great success because the word will spread.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll be back before we know it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman, and this is
Pat Welch with number 7 of the Conversations with John and Pat. John, what have you got for us today?
Well, maybe I can do better than I did the week before. Missed the words on a few things, but maybe I can get through this one.
Well, that just...
all my songs are wordy, seems like.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be human.
Yeah.
In fact, we're a little bit more human than a lot of humans.
That's right. Here it is. Saturday summers when I was a kid, go to the schoolyard and here's what we did. We'd pick out the captains, choose up the teams. It was always a measure of my self-esteem, 'cause the fastest, the quickest played shortstop and first. The last to get picked were the worst. I never asked, I just knew it was sealed. I just took up my place in right field. Playing right field is easy, you know. You can be awkward, you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Playing right field can be boring and dull. Little leagues never have lefties that pull, but a dream of the day when it came my way, but it never did. Still I would pray I'd make a fantastic catch on the run and not lose the ball in the sun. Then I'd awake from this long revelry and just pray that that ball never come out to me. can be awkward, you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Then somebody hollers to me, "Hey, wake up out there! Pay attention!" Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. I don't know the inning, I've forgotten the score. The whole team is yelling, but I don't know what for. Suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wandering, what can it be? They point to the sky and I look up above as a baseball drops into my glove. Hot dog! Playing right field. It's important, you know. You gotta know how to catch. You gotta know how to throw. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Knock it out here, sucker!
John, you handled that a whole lot better in that song 2 weeks ago where you lost the words.
No, you can't be good every day. You can't be good all the time.
Well, you were exceptional this morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But singing about baseball makes us think about sports in Tullahoma.
Just get baseball cranked up right now in
Tullahoma?
Tullahoma?
Who makes me think of almost first off is Jackie Revis. Another is Jerry Mathis. I know Chris played Little League Baseball, and he played on the state championship Little League Baseball team, then on the high school baseball team.
I believe that was Tullahoma's first state champion.
It may have been. Yeah. It may have been. I'm really not sure. But Jackie Revis was coaching. Charles Riddle was the coach, and I think Jackie the manager. I can't remember how it went. But Chris, when he was a 9-year-old, I remember down here at Cascade Field, I'm working up in the press box. We're supposed to be, every parent has their day up in the press box. Here I was. Chris had not been playing real long. Well, he's 9-year-old. And big 12-year-old gets up and hits a pop fly out into right field, and I think to myself, oh, Lord, I hope he can catch that ball. And he didn't only catch it, he caught it and then threw behind the runner and caught the man off at first base. And I thought maybe he's going to make a ball player. And so many memories. I often think of just how the gloves smell, you know, the leather smell of a glove.
And the grass when it's just been cut.
Grass just when it's been cut. And so many things about baseball that's so interesting.
You talking about Little League and the song being about out in the outfield. One of the things that makes it tough when you're young and out in the outfield in Little League is normally the better teams have got a big 12-year-old pitcher, and if there's 18 outs and there's going to be about 16 strikeouts, and the ball's not in play very much, and a guy gets in his 2 innings in mandatory play, and he's sitting out there in the outfield, and the ball just being thrown between the pitcher and the catcher, he's going to get bored. You were talking about being in the press box. One night I was in the press box joking with the announcer, and I haven't checked it to clear it with this gentleman, so I won't bring his name up.
You won't use his name?
No, sir.
All right.
He was 9 years old, and he was in left field, and he was getting really bored. And in between pitches, his gloves started being thrown up, and he'd catch it, and he'd run around and picked up. But the best was between the pitch, he went from his normal position where he was and ran towards the fence, and then jumped up and caught a fake ball above the fence and got back before. But that was really a fun, humorous Little League memory for me.
Well, so many things come to mind taking these trips with the kids, you know, from time to time. I remember the time when Jackie Revis and a group, we went to Manchester, and it was Manchester National Little League. And Jackie put me in charge the next game. We got beat by a close score,
And the next game, he put me in charge, and I think Jim Waters was with me, and another fella couldn't be there, so I wound up being the head coach. The next time we played this very same team, and we'd be out and beat with Jackie there. So, Jackie's, he's hyper, how Jackie is, and I said, I think I'm going to try a different strategy this time. I'm just going to be calm. I'm going to be very calm in the dugout. I'm going to just let things go the way that I taped the plays. Jackie had told me what signals to use and things like that, so I taped that to my wrist. And our boys wound up beating them 21-0 the next time we played them. And Jackie calls me, how'd y'all do last night? Jackie, you won't believe this. We beat them 21-0. What? You did? 21-0. Oh, man, that's a wonderful memories. But Jackie was a great baseball coach. I mean, he taught so many good fundamentals to the kids. And then Jerry Mathis, took them a little farther with the high school ball. And then Jackie, of course, helped. And Craig has won a championship, a state championship over at Laverne.
That's correct. He's at Siegel now, but he won it at Laverne, and Jackie won a state championship at Franklin County, and that leads into a little story I had on him. This would have been in 65, 66 range. In Grider Stadium that we're refurbishing now, the city is, and rightly so. It was, when it was first built, now there was nobody that had any kind of facility like that, and we were hosting the TWSAA state tournament, and at that time the format had 4 teams, much like the Final Four in basketball. They're getting ready to play, and Franklin County was in it, and this was Jackie's one of his first teams over there, I believe, and they had some really, really, really good players. And I don't want to go into who they all were because I'd miss somebody, but I'll bring up one at the end of the story. And Jackie was favored, and he had everything planned minutely how this was all going to work out to where they were going to win, and somehow they got beat in the first game. Mm-hmm. It was a double elimination 4-team tournament, and Jackie just went completely off. He would always, at the end of the game, he would go to the foul line of whatever dugout you were in, and I believe that supposedly he was on the third base line, so they were out behind third base, and they always prayed first, and then he'd go over the baseball. Well, they hadn't sooner finished a fine prayer before he lit into them, just went on and on and on, that high squeaky voice, just ranting and raving. Well, Philip Fulmer, the UT football ex-coach, was a catcher, and a fine one. He was a great catcher on that team. And they said he finally got his hand up where Coach was letting somebody else talk. And he said, "What do you need, Philip?" And he said, "Coach, if you'll just settle down, we'll come back and win this thing." And it really took Jackie, well, I guess so, you better. And he went home and mapped out every inning of the pitching that they would have to go through to win so many more games now if they were in the losers bracket. And as he said, we did it.
That's a good story, Pat. We've got so many that we'll try to get out. Yeah. So many songs we'll try to get through.
And they're showing that we're done, John, and that concludes segment number 7 of Conversations with John and Pat. But it is not the last of the conversations if management will comply with us.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar, so come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was very honored and fortunate to be asked to participate in the Veterans Day celebration that the city held last Friday. And with no further ado, here's Johnny.
I wrote this in dedication to wounded warriors. Thank you, Colonel, for the segue. A young warrior stands in an ill wind. The battle rages on without him. The leader of men, both tall and strong, now fights with the moment where dreams are gone. A chill determination shines in his eyes, but the enemy no longer fears his battle cry. His heart and his will still scream out for more, but the legs that he stands on can't take him to war. His comrades in combat still march glory bound as he fights with the feeling that he let them down. But there's strength in the fact that they still hold his dreams, and they find inspiration each time he springs. A young warrior stands in an ill wind and dreams of the day when he fights again. The enemy will change. He must wait and see. But no matter what battle, a warrior he'll be. Yes, the enemy changes. That's life's way, you see. But no matter the battle, a warrior he'll be. Thank all of you for the warrior that you are. Style of my grandfather, Odie Lee Tidwell, a blind Appalachian guitar player by the name of Doc Watson, and the schooling of Sacred Heart, I bring you Faithful Soldier. Oh, when shall I see Jesus and reign with him above? And from that flowing fountain drink everlasting love. When shall I be delivered from this vain world of sin? And with my blessed Savior drink endless pleasures in. Now I am but a soldier, my captain's gone before. He has given me my orders and bid me ne'er give o'er. His promises are faithful, a righteous crown he'll give, and all his valiant soldiers eternally shall live. When you meet with troubles and trials on your way,
Your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Hey, we're going to say goodbye to you folks. We have to have a quick one because what we're going to go to now is the tolling of the bell for Veterans Day by Ed LaVerry. See you next time, folks.